So food is, I'll be burning about 6,000 calories a day. So you can, if all four of us sat down to eat as much as we could, none of us would manage more than 5,000 a day. You just cannot get it in. So you're in deficit the day you start. So the faster you row, the quicker you get there, but the faster the row, the more deficit you're in. So it's a bit of a rock and a hard place. So the food is, I think, a really important bit of morale. Good food, eating crap, you just feel miserable, don't you? So there are these things called expedition foods. Every single thing under the sun you can think of. This one's chili con carne. That's 1,000 calories in there. They're good, but they're not that good. And after around 4 or 5 days, so lots of salt and pepper, chili sauce, that sort of thing, just to get them down. So I'm going to have one of those a day, just because I know it's 1,000. So this is a freeze-dried macaroni cheese.
What?
So you just put it in a mess tin and rehydrate. I did one at lunchtime. Put that in a mess tin, pour boiling water on it, because it's cooked beforehand. And 5 minutes later, you've got macaroni cheese from home. So I'm taking one of those for every day, one of those for every day, and then granola, which is just full of nuts and all sorts of other fuel, which we make in the kitchen at Balgove, which will have honey in it, and rapeseed oil, which is stuffed with energy. And then, so that's broadly speaking 3,000 calories, 3 times 1,000 calories. And then the rest of the day is snacking, grazing all day. Just
to get and
oatcakes, it's I'm trying to do old school food rather than stuff myself full of Haribo, because as a solo rower you need to have energy like from oats. You don't want a big sugar rush and then a crash. It's got to have a constant. So oats and oats and nuts give you a much more level energy profile. So as a solo rower, you want to take on food that's going to give you more endurance rather than just there's no sprinting. I will break sweat, but that's not, if you see what I mean, I'm not trying to get into sweat all the time.
Medication?
Loads, but don't want to take any, obviously. So quite a lot of preventative prescriptions. So I've got 2 different types of antibiotics, got an EpiPen, all that sort of stuff. But because you're on deficit the whole way, your body is being insulted the whole time. The last thing you want to do is start introducing antibiotics or anything like that. But yes, and the other interesting thing about as a solo is how do you bandage yourself? So there's a thing called an Israeli bandage, which it's quite hard to explain, but it's got like a sort of mushroom on it. So if you're bandaging, you can do your arm yourself, and you can sort of twist it around.
And it holds it.
And it holds it, yeah. But yeah, that's so. The biggest injury that ocean rowers get is burns from cooking.
Get that at home.
So if I can avoid burning myself.
How do you cook?
I've got a little thing of jet boil. That's a freeze-dried steak. So I'll cook a few steaks and then dehydrate them. So there's a company in Yorkshire have a dehydrating setup, which is where we're sending all the stuff to Newtown.
Whoa! It feels like popcorn or something.
Anyway, to answer your question on cooking, it's just boiling water, that's all I can do.
So everything's just a case of
like
dehydrating everything.
Gas on the bottom of that. So yeah, it's sort of camping at sea.
How much experience do you have of
None
this event?
whatsoever.
When last did you row?
What?
When last did you row? I don't mean like last week, but have you done a lot of rowing?
No, I've never done it in a big way. This row is about lots of things, but part of it is charities. The 3 charities are all linked. Nomad Conservation Fund, which is relating to education and conservation in East Africa. We've got Sustain, which is all about food, farming, sustainable farming, and linking up the environment and food, and how food is directly responsible for your health. Global Canopy are providing data-driven information to government, big business on procurement decisions, for example, on what is the right thing to do, or indeed what is the wrong thing to do when making those decisions, and that is all basing back down to preserving our rainforests, particularly in South America. Polyam.co.uk is my website. I set off on the 12th of December from La Gomera, and I'll be as quick as I can.